let's look at 2 legs over. Again, you need a little bit more agility to get around the head and throw both legs over, but I'll give it my best shot. So we're here. Guard pushes on my knee. Again, if he's pushing on my chest, it's near side armbar. If he's pushing on my knee, we looked in previous weeks, we can attack the Ezekiel choke, we can attack the baseball bat choke, but now we're attacking arms. Again, I'll be swimming inside. If it's tight, just push, push, push. And then I just cup my hand around his tricep. As I pull and bring his shoulder towards his chest, my knee is coming off. As I start to turn the corner, on this variation, I don't switch arm control. So I'm not turning and then posting with my hand. On this one, I'm just leaning and throwing my leg over and falling back into the position. Okay, just turn this way, bro. You can see why I don't do that too much. It takes a little bit more athleticism, but I know you guys can do it no problem. So now we have 2 legs over. Okay, so again, it's the same stuff. If Carl hasn't went hand to hand, okay, I'm immediately bringing his elbow to my body and starting to attack the wrist. Again, I'm always taking it away from that hand. If he tries to make a grip, I can use my foot to stop it. And again, from there, as I fall back, we're just gluing it to our body. We want to be putting tension in the limb. That's why from there, when I bring it across, on this one, I'm not worried too much about coming this side. So we talked about on the one arm one, I would come this way, because if Carl tried to sit up, I can post my hand. We're not bothered on this one, because now from there, if I come this side, and Carl tries to sit up, I can just curl my heel back. Anytime his head's coming up, I turn my hip and I can basically keep him there with my leg, and my other foot is clamping into the far hip. Pinch of the knees. We want to be putting tension in the arm. An arm bar with no tension, if I grab it and fall back, look how far I have to go to get the arm. My back's on the mat, and then I physically have to lift my hip to get it. We want to be putting tension in the arm. So my left hand's coming across. I can find my own hip, and I'm gluing Carl's elbow to my body. From that position, now I'm hugging this, and I'm putting tension in it. So now when I start to put it on, look where my back is. It's nowhere even near the mat because I put tension. So my heels are touching, my feet are touching. I'm curling my heels back. I'm pinching my knees. I'm engaging my hips. We want to be putting, notice the way when I engage my hips, Carl's arm, there's tension going into it. And again, from there, I'm controlling at the elbow, and this arm, I'm bringing it, gluing it to my chest. So when I kick the arm bar now, it's on long before my back hits the mat with no tension. So let's look at if he gets, just turn this way, bro. So if he gets hand to hand, this is Henry Akins, I can pull his elbow to my far hip. Okay. My right hand arm is coming in, and I go elbow deep at the wrist, and I want to get a turn in his arm. So I'm not pulling directly with straight arms like a tug of war. I'm changing the angle. I want his arm coming this way, so I'm nearly putting Americana pressure on him here. So option 1 from here is, as I bring, keep it tight, bro, as I bring his arms above his head. So my goal is to bring Carl's arms this way where he's weak. If you're carrying a heavy weight, you're going to carry it close to your body, a heavy stone. Try carrying it above your head, you're going to be working harder. So we're here. So option 1 is I just bring this across. Yeah, keep it tight, bro. And now I just lean my body weight into it. And then I have it. Option 2 is, if I feel I need to give it a little bit more, I'm going to thread this foot through. Okay, I've seen this where you can X your feet, but I'm not worried too much about that. My foot is just pushing the heel. So when I start to put tension in this, notice the way when I put tension in it, and I'm bringing Carl's left wrist towards me, watch this arm. It's coming, there's a lot of play on that, yeah? But now when I start pushing that away, it just puts a wee bit more pressure into it, and I have it. So that's a way we can break the grip. Enough of that stuff. We don't need to do that, okay? We can attack the rear triangle from here. and we can attack the bow and arrow from here. So rather than trying to get into a battle, usually if somebody a lot stronger than me, I don't even try to break this grip. I go for something else. So maybe you can go for the arm crush again. So again, from that position, when I underhook here, and I can bring my leg over and start to work that arm crush, he can defend that by raising his arms. You know, there's no way I'm going to get it now. But the minute he raises his arms, I'm just threading my leg through. Okay, and then I can take this off. He will be turning into me. So from that position, I just grab the back of the collar. Notice the way I am perpendicular to Carl. I just change it and move around the angle. So I'm coming behind him. Okay, and from there I can make my triangle. I'll always look, even Carl's hand to hand, bring this above his head. And now from there, even if it's above his head, I have the rear triangle. Let's look at that again. Maybe we had a failed grip break. So I brought my foot through, I was going for this, I was pushing, and I still couldn't break the grip. Okay, so from that position, now that leg's already over his shoulder. Okay, we're here. And again, we're not going to, you know, Carl sits into me. Yes, you can lock the triangle from there, but you don't really have the profile. You're sort of cranking his neck a little bit, and you're not just where you should be. So from there, even if Carl sits up, I'll just make a grip on the collar. And it's all about me changing my angle. I want to be behind him from there. Okay, then I can lock my triangle. If he's hand to hand, no problem. I'm going to bring his hands above his head. Notice when I bring his hands above his head, just straighten your legs, Carl. I'm on the choke. All right, the more I bring his arms above his head, it's on. So getting hand to hand isn't the issue. The other thing we can look at is the bow and arrow. So let's just say from here, I tried to break the grip, wasn't happening. I'm going to keep the Chimera trap. Okay. From there, if I do take my leg off and Carl sits up, from that position, I can use my knee. See where my knee, I'm bringing it up and bringing it over, and now I'm just coming inside and I have my grip. So again, from there, I find the pants, come over the shoulder, the bow and arrow. Rather than, you know, what's taught is taking the back from there. Let's take a look at that. So we go back to where we were. Here, I've got the Chimera trap. I take my leg off. Charles sits up, and then I'm on the back. But then you're having to switch to some kind of submission from that position. So rather than taking the back, just bypass it and go to bow and arrow. Sometimes they don't sit up. Let's take a look at that. So I'm in the position, couldn't break the grip. Maybe Carl's keeping his arms tight to his body, so I couldn't thread my foot through here to go for the triangle. But obviously when they're doing that, their arm crushes there, you know. So you can't stop both. But if we want to take the back and hit the bow and arrow from this position, I'm keeping Chimera control. Let's just say I did this and he doesn't sit up. My hand can sit through and actually grab the collar. I still have the underhook. And now from there, when I take this, my hand comes underneath and I just have a double grip here. So I just move myself around him. Watch when I sit back, I'm bringing his back off the mat, and then I just cut the angle so I'm coming behind him. Okay. From our position, we can start still to try and attack the arm. You know, if I feel he's defending the rear triangle, notice the way I need this over his shoulder. I'll just start, stay hand to hand. I'll just start putting pressure on him here. Bring this back again. You know, so we're continually, you know, bugging this. We're not just ignoring it. Because sometimes when you go for other submissions, like a rear triangle or a bow and arrow, they'll let go of their hand. So, you know, it would be rude not to go back to the armbar. So say we're here, I thread this through, and now I'm going to look for the back position, but Carl doesn't sit up. That hand is just going to find the collar. My other one comes around and I just get a double grip. And now I cut the angle. Notice the way Carl's still hand to hand. He's adamant I'm not going to armbar him, and he didn't even try to break that grip. So now, as I get his back off the mat, by falling onto my left shoulder, I just cut the angle. That's all I want. And immediately from there, I'm going to lock my rear triangle. Now, from there, he's still got two hands connected. I'm going to bring these above his head. Watch what happens when I do. That profile, you're just opening up the neck and it's in. So, that's a few options, guys, from when we have two legs over. Let's drill that stuff.